Mr. Toastmaster, members, and welcome guests. I am from Gary, Indiana. And you're probably thinking, okay, why are you doing a speech on Gary, Indiana? Because Gary, Indiana is my beauty, and the ills of Gary is my beast. I often hear people say, "You're from Gary?" I am. One of the worst times in my life was when I was at IUN in class. And one of the students didn't mind having a degree from IUN, but he did not want to say Gary, Indiana. And class was a bit different that day. I had to restrain myself because I'm from Gary. And the ills that plague Gary hurts my heart. I often think of Gary as a larger Mayberry. The Andy Griffith Show. Somebody always knows somebody who knows somebody. Case in point. For this evening, I called the mayor's office. I wanted an interview. Who am I? I'm just Denise Crowther. Not a politician, just a citizen. And she granted me an interview. Who does that? Where does that happen? Nowhere but Gary, Indiana. Before I go any further, I want to share a little bit about Gary and how we got to where we are now. Gary was once known for an exceptional school system. We have everything from astronauts to doctors to the king of pop. And this is what you see. This is the real Gary. I was out there Saturday, it was cold on that lakefront. But this is the picture of Gary that I want to see. But my beast overrides the beauty. Crime, unemployment, poverty, abandoned properties, and a declining population. But let me tell you what happened. All was well. US Steel was the primary source of income for the residents. Gary was segregated, but crime was still there, racketeering. But the difference was it was in one area, so crime was primarily low. Then things changed. Around 1970, US Steel technology set in, people lost their jobs, people fled, a new town called Maryville, and people fled south, leaving my little city with no tax base, not much hope. I asked Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson, why did you come back to Gary? You're a Harvard graduate. You could be on Wall Street. Why did you come back to save us, to help us? And she said, the resiliency of the people, the passion that you have for Gary. And if you've ever had a little sibling or a pet and you felt that you just had to hover over them and just be there for them and just take over, that's how I feel about my city. Gary. There were times when my brothers and my sister, most of my brothers, my oldest brothers, we would go downtown to Gary, things were flourishing, businesses were there, we could go to Walmart, not Walmart, JCPenney, Sears, eat the popcorn and peanuts, just to have a good old time. Go down to Memorial Auditorium and hope that we could beat Gary Roosevelt. Are there any Roosevelt people in here? Good. So it's but Roosevelt had a tradition. If I could change things in Gary, I asked Mayor Wilson, what is up with Gary? What is the future for Gary? And she assured me within 5 to 7 years, we would see a change. You might wonder, how have we made it thus far? We've not had much. But the difference is, Gary is faith-based. We have nothing else but God and each other, and we make that work. We take nothing and make something out of it. My mission here today, for you, is to let you know the real citizens of Gary, how it really is. We're really warm people. We're not when you come down Broadway and you see Gary, you run and jump and hide. I promise you, we won't hurt you. We'll embrace you. That being said, anywhere you go, you have to be careful. But we're on a mission to improve what's going on in our city. And if I had my little wand, I would wave it and say, poof, be gone, all the ills of Gary. But I can't do that. But I'm going to stand tall, well, as tall as I can, and stick with my city and my community, because we have everything to offer. We have lakes, we have universities, we have a rail system, we even have a baseball diamond. These are the things that you don't know and you don't hear about. So, if I have told you a little bit about my city that I'm proud of, even with all the ills it has, yes, I am from Gary, Indiana, and I will be there until the Lord says something different, or my brother will kick me out, I don't know which, but I will be in Gary, Indiana, and I'm proud of that. Even with the ills, it's easy to run, but it takes a real person to stand tall, stand still, and stay in the fight and make it better, because it can be better, and it will be better. I look for you to stay tuned for the Renaissance.